Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead discussion topic video. Going to be doing some predictions with regards to this one for the Walking Dead Season 5. Viewer requested, people want to hear my thoughts on who will be Rick's right-hand man or his number 2 guy, so to speak, since the position is pretty goddamn crowded. Alright, good stuff. So spoiler warning if you're not caught up to The Walking Dead Season 5, if you're not, up with all the latest, you haven't seen all the way to the end of Season 4 as of this point. I just say it every video anyway, spoiler warning, because guaranteed someone's going to moan and piss and whine about it regardless, so I better put it out there in every video. So there's that. Basically with this one, this was a viewer requested topic, was kind of asked in the Q&A, and I felt, what, this is good enough for me to talk about just in one video by itself. Because when you look at most YouTubers and what they do with like these types of videos, a lot of people's reviews and stuff are like 3 to 5 minutes long, okay? So, for me, I can easily talk about some of this for 3 to 5 minutes. Now, granted, I'm not going to be making every video 3 minutes long or anything like that. No, you guys know how I do my my videos. I go into a lot of detail most of the time. So with regards to this one, it's going to be talking about who's going to be Rick's right-hand man for The Walking Dead Season 5, kind of giving my thoughts on it. Now, with the Walking Dead comic book series, a lot different from the TV series in its current state. Spoilers for the comic book series, if anyone wants to read this part, which was released like 6 years ago and hasn't yet. You can tell I'm getting a little annoyed with people complaining about spoilers. It's been pretty ridiculous this year. So anyway, people just have spoiler phobia. And anyway, so yeah, spoilers for the comic book series. Basically, in the comic book series, you have Rick, and essentially at this point, he doesn't have almost anybody to back him when he meets Abraham and Eugene Rosita. Aside from Abraham, the only person he really has is Glenn, and Glenn in the comic book series doesn't even really get as much time as Glenn in the TV series does. So in the comic book series, it's like Abraham kind of fills that spot. They kind of fight for leadership for a little while, and then Rick eventually wins, and Abraham is kind of like his, his number 2 guy, his sort of lieutenant, I guess, or second in command, so to speak. So the question is, for the TV series, who's going to be that for Season 5 and onward? We have a lot right now. We have actually, I can think of 5 male characters, because not to say a female couldn't be, it's possible, but for the sake of this video, we'll go with these 5. The first one, of course, is going to be Daryl, obviously a character that's never been in the comic book series, probably never will be, unless Dwight is Daryl. So obviously he's a good candidate for kind of Rick's number 2 guy. We saw in the finale there for Season 4, he referred to him as his brother, so he obviously trusts him more than anybody else. He knows that Daryl's got skills that nobody else has. He's tough as nails, and he does listen to Rick pretty well. He's a good team player. He doesn't argue with him like Shane did. He doesn't second guess him. He doesn't, he goes along with Rick's lead, so he's a great sort of number 2 kind of guy for Rick to have there in the group, for sure. So for me, he's got to be the number 1, I would have to say. In addition to that, of course, there is also Tyreese, who Rick owes a great deal to as well, obviously, because he saved Judith, if you guys remember. In addition to that, he's also had his own group in the past before, too, was able to keep them alive for the most part. And really strong character, able to take out zombies with no trouble at all. His only weakness, I would say, is with regards to being able to fight other people, because he can't shoot worth a damn. So as a result, if you have any kind of gunfight, Tyreese is kind of useless. Whereas someone like Daryl is extremely useful, takes out a tank, versus Tyreese needs Lizzie to save him. Granted, he does save Judith in the mix. So that's something right there. So he would be close for me, but he wouldn't be in that spot, I wouldn't think, which kind of makes it a little bit... That already is starting to seem crowded to me, because then you have those 2. In addition to that, we have the new character Abraham, who's coming in, who's the leader of his own group entirely, is tough as nails, military trained, obviously great at shooting, great with his crowbar hand-to-hand, really tough, able to take out walkers without hardly any, actually enjoys it, able to take them out without hardly any trouble whatsoever, and kind of has his own mission, so to speak, that he's leading right now, he's in charge of, by himself with, Eugene and Rosita. He's kind of the one to push that forward. So it'll be interesting to see how Abraham kind of fits in with the rest of Rick's group and how they kind of combine together, if they're going to, which I assume they will, of course, if they follow the comic book series, and kind of where he fits in that perspective, because if you've got Rick, you've got Daryl already, you've got Tyreese, that's enough guys to kind of, already be there. So how is Abraham going to fit in? Is he going to become Rick's number 2, even though Daryl's there? Or are we going to see some kind of more like spread out type of democracy type leadership situation, which I guess we'll have to see, which we kind of saw in season 4 a bit at the prison, if you guys remember. So that'll be kind of cool to see how Abraham fits in with the others, but I wouldn't think that he would be Rick's number 2 ahead of Daryl and ahead of Tyreese, because he wouldn't trust him to the same degree. He wouldn't have known him as long, even though he knows his skills, he knows how tough he is, and that he's really set on this mission. I don't think Rick's going to still see him in sort of that light as sort of his second guy, so to speak. In addition to that, we have, of course, Glenn, who is another one. See how crowded this is with kind of guys in that type of spot. Glenn is one that I wouldn't really think of as that, but he's pretty tough in the TV series as well too, and he's kind of had his role defined by his relationship with Maggie for a few seasons now, all the way season 2, 3, 4. 3 seasons, that's kind of been his role. So I would think that eventually they're going to want to change him in some way. Either they're going to take him and do something like this with him and make him more of a leader within the group. So I guess we'll have to see what they do with Glenn. But definitely, as you start to look at it, we have a lot. And then, of course, we have the addition of the new character, which is Gabriel, who is a pastor. If you guys have seen kind of the leaked, pictures, that kind of stuff. I did a video on it a little while ago. It's in the channel. If you haven't seen it, just look through the channel. You'll find it. Leaked spoilers, I called it. And basically, he's in there too. There's actually a picture with him and Rick. So what's he going to bring to the group? What kind of character is he going to be? Obviously, I would think Rick's not going to trust him, but if he survived all the way until now, I would think he would have to have some skills. So we'll have to kind of see how he also integrates with it as well too. And then there's always a potential we could have more characters from Terminus, possibly good people that are locked up in train cars or something like that there that may join as well too. But in terms of what I see right now, sort of as Rick's right-hand man or his number 2 guy, I would still have to go with Daryl as being that, and then probably Tyreese, and then Abraham, and then Glenn, and then Gabriel, and in that order. And that's a lot of people. That's a lot of characters. So the Walking Dead cast, really big. Obviously we have a lot of episodes to go through, 16 each season, so they're going to need a lot of characters to fill it out. But there's a lot of characters right here in this kind of position. So I guess we'll see if anybody gets cut, what happens if they kill off one of the characters here. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they did kill off 1, 2, or I wouldn't say 3, but even 2 in this upcoming season, season 5. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you still feel Daryl should be Rick's kind of go-to guy, his second in command, so to speak? I do, and those are my thoughts on the topic. If you guys have other video topics, please send them to me. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. And if you guys want to thumb up the video, like the video, please feel free to do so. If you want to help support the channel, share it, tell other people about the channel, spread the word, and I'll always appreciate it. Call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, as always, and I'm saying peace.